and we are so pleased to have him here in St. Joseph tonight. Please welcome to our UNC Monday Night Report, the MP for Barataria San Juan, the Honorable Sadam Hosein.
Yeah, this is a message to the nation. Put the guns them down. Cause we want some understand.
Good night, St. Joseph. And I hear in here, good night, St. Joseph. Good night, Barataria San Juan. Good night, my UNC family. I see many of my colleagues here from both houses of parliament. I see members of the National Executive, and tonight I want to say a special good night to the councillors of the Sawa Laventil Regional Corporation and our stalwart Alderman Nazimul Muhammad. Trinidad and Tobago, tonight I'm here to bring some level of education with respect to what this government is doing, what they call local government reform. Because they are touting local government reform as their central pillar, property tax. You all remember the property tax? You all remember what you all did in 2010 with respect to property tax? You voted out a PNM government because you told them to axe the tax. Imbert and Rowley wants to come back in 2023 and reintroduce the property tax. When Kamla Persad Bissessa was the Prime Minister between the period 2010 to 2015, she did not levy a single new tax on the people of Trinidad and Tobago, yet we built hospitals, we built schools, we gave students laptops, we gave single mothers baby grants. This PNM government has given you nothing but misery and worry, and today they want to increase your burden by implementing what? Property tax. We must say no to property tax. No. We must say no to property tax. No. We must say no to property tax. No. When you go to the polls on August 14th, if you vote for the PNM, you will be voting for property tax. When you go to the polls on August 14th, you are going to vote solidly for United National Congress. Because on August 14th, this election is not only about local government. It is to send a strong clarion message to Keith Christopher Rowley and his band of merrymen that we are fed up of him and his cabinet and they need to go. They need to go. This election is about crime. This election is about the economy. This election is about unemployment. This is a very critical election, and I urge all right-thinking members of Trinidad and Tobago to vote solidly for the United National Congress. But tonight I want to spend some time on this property tax, because you have to understand what this government is trying to do to you when it comes to property tax. The first question I'm going to pose to you is, who will be liable to pay property tax? Who will be liable? According to the law, the persons who will be liable to pay property tax are those persons who, one, they own the land. So an example, you have the deed for your property. You inherited this property. You purchased this property. You have to pay property tax. But what if you're squatting? If someone is squatting on a piece of land, do you know that person is also liable to pay property tax? Because they are considered to be an occupier of the land. So that person who is squatting, that person who is owning the land, both categories of persons are required to pay property tax. And then I hear this question, persons are saying, well, I live in a HDC home. They live in a HDC house. Will I have to pay property tax? And the answer for that is yes. Yes, if you own a HDC home, you will be liable to pay property tax. I have a statement on the 5th of October 2016 from Robert Green, the Chief Operating Officer of TTMF, who said that they will add the property tax to your monthly mortgage installments. Your monthly mortgage installments will increase because they are going to apply what? Property tax to it. And how much tax are you going to pay? how much tax you're going to pay. If you own a residential property, it is 3% of the annual rental value of your property. If you own a commercial property, it is 5%. If you own agricultural lands, it is 1%. If you own industrial plant and machinery, it is 6%. This is what the PNM is coming for you if you vote for them on August 14th. Are you going to vote for the PNM on August 14th? We are not going to vote for the PNM because we are solidly against property tax. And then they're trying this con-man thing. They're saying that the regional corporations will collect and retain residential property tax. So I call out 4 categories: residential, commercial, industrial, agricultural. They are going to only give the residential taxes to who? The local government corporations, the municipal corporations. And they will collect and retain the taxes. But when you look at what the law says, because we have to be very careful here. When you look at what the law says, I'm going to quote. This here I have in my hand is black and white, the local government reform law. Hear what it says, and I'm going to quote. It says, where estimates have been approved for use of a corporation for a particular year, and the corporation is in receipt of sums collected from property tax for use by the corporation, hear it, the sums shall be offset from releases due to the corporation for the year. Now that sounds technical, so I have to break it down. Let's assume Sawa Lavental Corporation, Shogunas Borough Corporation, is allocated $10 million for the year. $10 million. But Imber don't like to release all the money. So on the paper, he say giving them 10 million. But he really giving them 5 million. Right? He giving them 5 million. Now what they're saying according to this law is that the property tax is not going towards the $10 million. It is going towards the $5 million they release. It is an offset, you know. So Imbert will really be giving the corporation $4 million and tell you that you collect $1 million, so add it up to make $5 million. It is a con-man exercise. It is a total con-man exercise, and we are going to reject the property tax because they are making it sound as though when you pay the property tax, it's going to help you fix a pothole, it's going to have you get clean drains, it's going to help you with cleaning vacant lots. That is absolutely not true. The property tax is going to pay rentals. It is going to give more monies to ministers who recuse themselves and their families from cabinet deals. That is where the money is going to. It is going towards paying billions of dollars in legal fees to friends, family, and financiers of the PNM. So don't get chained up when all they go to the polls on August 14th. This property taxing is a very important issue when you go to the polls on the 14th of August. If nothing else, if you forget everything that Rowley do to you for the last 7 years, just remember when you go to the polls, how could you in good conscience dip your finger in that red ink and vote for property tax? You know what Imbert is probably doing? He probably stand up by the treasury door, dribbling, you know. The man mouth probably watering because he know property tax coming. He's salivating. We must tell Imbert, close that treasury door right out of office because a UNC government is coming very soon. It is coming very soon. And what is even more dangerous, about this property tax is that let's assume somebody cannot pay the tax. What happens? What happens? According to the law, black and white law, you know what will happen? They have the power. The government has the power to do something on your property called distrain. It is a power of distress. Big legal term, power of distress. What does it mean? I see my brother Joe Tony is with us here in Sawa. Welcome, Joe. And what happens is that when the corporations or when the government realizes that you cannot pay your property tax, they will come for your fridge. They come in for your stove. They come in for your couch. They come in for everything inside of your house. And they have how much days to sell it? 4 days so that they could collect their property tax. Could you imagine that this government is asking you to vote for them, and they're telling you that if you do not pay this property tax, they're coming for your washing machine, your stove, your fridge, everything to sell it so that they could collect their property tax? You must say what on August 14th? No to property tax. No to property tax. And you know, if the money start to accumulate and you have a larger sum to pay, you know what they could also do under the law? They have the power to forfeit your property. Forfeit your property means that they will take your property from you and sell it so that they could recover property tax. That is in black and white in the law. It is a very dangerous tax that they are going to impose on the people of Trinidad and Tobago. And I am begging you, all right-thinking citizens of Trinidad and Tobago, do not vote for the PNM. Do not vote for the PNM because you will be voting for what? Property tax. And they will come and fool you and say, well, Tanti who collecting pension, she really can't pay the tax, so we go give she a little bly. It's not a bly they're giving Tanti, because it's a deferral of the tax. What it means is that the tax runs with the land. So when Tanti decides to pass away and she give her children the property, you know who have to pay the property tax? It's Tanti children have to pay that property tax because the tax runs with the land. But under the law, they gave certain exemptions. They gave certain exemptions to a couple individuals who will not have to pay property tax. You want to know who it is? You all want to know who it is? Hear what Imbert passed in the parliament. He said an exemption will be granted for persons where land is belonging to the state and in occupation by the state and its servants, where such servants are entitled to accommodation by virtue of the offices they hold. So you know who that means? That means Mr. Prime Minister is not paying property tax. That means Madam President is not paying property tax. That means the Honorable Chief Justice is not paying property tax. So all those big, marvelous buildings worth millions of dollars, not a cent in property tax, but Tanti who's selling in the parlor who will be charged a commercial rate of 5%, trying to make a little sale for the day. She might be relieved of the money from the criminals. Have to go and find this money to pay property tax because you know what they could come and do? Take all our Tanti belongings. Take Tanti property. That is what they want us to vote for. We say no to the PNM. We say no to property tax. We say absolutely no to property tax. We cannot in any good conscience vote for a government who wants to do this to the people of Trinidad and Tobago. So I'm telling you, Trinidad and Tobago, when you go to the polls on August 14th, please remember what I'm telling you. I am sounding a warning. I am sounding a warning to you. We have to stop this government. And the only way we will stop this government is if we vote them out. And starting August 14th, we are starting that journey to get this government out. Will you allow them to come in your properties and take your belongings to sell it? No. Will you allow them to take your property from you so that they could collect property tax? No. Absolutely not. Why it is during the period 2010 to 2015, we were able to govern this country and build so many schools and police stations, keep the people safe, without a single new tax. Without a single new tax. The UNC is the solution to the problems facing this country. The UNC is the solution. So don't get chained up. And all I see my colleagues here who are in local government, they pay very close attention. Imagine the Prime Minister of this country misleads the population where he went on a political platform and said that if you vote for the UNC, you are voting against local government reform. You all heard that? You all heard when Rowley said that? I think Rowley has to get his head checked, Because it is in black and white here, Act 6 of 2018. I'm quoting the wrong law here. Don't hold my armor. Act 11 of 2022. This is the Local Government Reform Act. This is already the law. So whether you vote for Rowley or not, is he coming to tell you if you don't vote for him, he's not going to implement this? The duty of the government is to what? Implement the law. The law has already been passed. So that narrative that Rowley is saying, that if you vote against the PNM, you are voting against local government reform. Absolutely false, lie, and untruth. Absolutely lie, false, and untruth. They're saying that you will install cabinets, mini quasi-cabinets in the local government system. Absolutely, again, untrue. They say it's going to be like the THA model, The THA is in the Constitution. The local government is a simple law, simple act of parliament. They could use their majority at any point in time and try to postpone the election, interfere with the powers. So don't get chained up on August 14th, Trinidad and Tobago. Do not get chained up by this government. And while I'm here, I want to leave you on one note. And that note is that we, in this particular community, in the Sawa area, we are affected by crime and unemployment. Look, I saw statistics here before I came today. 700 cars were stolen in the last 5 to 6 months in this country. Imagine that. You know how much people have to come to my office and say they're paying a little loan on the car, and then all of a sudden somebody wants to thief your car? That is about 4 vehicles being stolen every single day in this country. You know, I saw a councillor in Diego Martin Regional Corporation. She said she parked a car in Price Mart and it got stolen, and you know she blamed Price Mart. She didn't even think that Minister Hines is the Minister of National Security. Total waste of time. The next Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago, the best Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago, the loving member for Siparia, the Honorable Kamla Prasad-Bisesa of Real Senior Council. Of Real Silk. And I was leaving you from this platform because there are such more dynamic speakers to come after me on this very powerful political platform. Trinidad and Tobago, on August 14th, this is the opportunity you are going to express your displeasure with this government. On August 14th, the most patriotic thing you can do is vote, and vote against this Rowley PNM government. I want you to take that opportunity on August 14th to remember that they have shut down Petrotrin. Take that opportunity on August 14th to remember how they treated the children, where bullets were flying in their class and the Minister of National Security will said that they overreacted. I want you, when you go on August 14th, to remember that they will implement property tax. Trinidad and Tobago, go out and vote on August 14th. Vote for the UNC, vote for prosperity, vote for performance, vote for Kamla Prasad-Bisesa. I thank you very much, St. Joseph.